everybody. And with that, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started for today's webinar. Again, Good Shepherd Pharmacy, a pharmacy for the uninsured. And before we dive in, what I'd like to do is offer everybody just a few tips so you can make the most of today's presentation. First of all, if you do have questions, you can feel free to ask them at any time by typing them into that questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel. Just know we will reserve answering questions until the end. If we don't get the chance to answer your question, we will follow up with you by email, but we will also provide the contact information both for Needy Meds and Good Shepherd Pharmacy at the end. You can find both of our PowerPoint slide decks and other materials we thought you'd be interested in that handout section of that same GoToWebinar control panel. And the heads up that this webinar is being recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel. So let's get started really quickly with what is Needy Meds. For those of you not familiar with us, we are a national nonprofit founded more than 2 decades ago by a retired family physician, Dr. Richard Sagel, and his friend, Libby Overly, who was a medical social worker. On my screen is our mission statement, but simply put, Needy Meds connects people to programs that will help them afford their healthcare expenses. And we do that free and anonymously through our website, needymeds.org, and helpline, 1-800-503-6897. What you're looking at now is a snapshot of our homepage, which is really the face of our organization. And as you can see, it's full of information, this website, so I encourage you to browse the site further when you have time. For now, I just want to point out a few resources. If you're looking for healthcare cost savings program, you'll want to begin your search with that healthcare savings tab. Right next to it is that education tab where you'll find educational information. That's where you can sign up for webinars, our monthly newsletter Vitals, and order drug discount cards and brochures, for example. I mentioned that today's webinar is being recorded and that you'll be able to find that recording on our YouTube channel, which is at the top right of our homepage with the rest of the social media icons. And you can also check out and register for future webinars on the calendar of events on the bottom right-hand side of this homepage. So, as you saw, a big part of our mission is educating people. And of course we do that by educating people about Needy Meds and the resources we offer. But we also fulfill that part of our mission by educating Needy Meds users with other cost savings resources, which is why we are so pleased to have my friend and colleague Liz Robinson from Good Shepherd Pharmacy here with us today. So first of all, those of you not yet familiar, Good Shepherd Pharmacy is a nonprofit pharmacy that will help you afford your prescription drugs. And let me tell you just a little bit about Liz. She is a customer service expert who has worked with Good Shepherd Pharmacy since April 2021. We're so pleased to have her here with us today to share her expertise with the Needy Meds audience. Liz is going to walk us through who Good Shepherd Pharmacy is, the services they offer, and most importantly, how you may be able to save on your medication costs by becoming a member of this nonprofit pharmacy. So, without further ado, and hopefully seamlessly, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic and the screen to Liz. And as she's grabbing that screen and opening up her PowerPoint slide deck, I want to remind everybody again that if you do have questions, you can go ahead and submit them by typing them into that question section of your GoToWebinar control panel. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to Liz. Enjoy the presentation. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Carla, for the introduction. Thank you very much. So I will just begin by telling you a little bit about our story and who we are and what we're about. So we aim to make medication affordable for all, but the reason we are called Good Shepherd a ministry is because we're equally concerned with your spiritual health. If any of our members or prospective members would like to impact their spiritual health as well as their physical health, we would be more than happy to come alongside and share the gospel of Jesus Christ. We are a praying pharmacy, and it is our privilege to pray for your physical and spiritual health. In 2015, Phil Baker, a local Memphis pharmacist, started Good Shepherd Pharmacy, a 501c3 membership-based charity pharmacy dedicated to serving the underserved, uninsured members of the community. Good Shepherd offers members access to a wide range of generic medications, brand name medications, and several types of insulin at affordable prices. Since we started, we've dispensed over 20 million in medication from our donation partners and passed along 7.5 million in savings from medications purchased from our retail partners. Since being founded in 2015, we've grown to over 600 members across 32 states, filling over 10,000 prescriptions annually. We have also expanded the services we offer to include telehealth services, help with patient assistance programs, and the creation of a medication reclamation program called Remedy Chain. That takes donated chemo meds and repurposes them to patients in need. For more information about Remedy Chain, we have a separate webinar you can check out which is also hosted by NittyMeds. Now let's take a look at what Good Shepherd has to offer its members. Our generic membership covers over 350 generic medications for the membership cost of $25 for 5 or less generics and $50 for 6 or more generics, and that price is per month. So for example, if you currently take 3 generics and they are part of our formulary, your membership cost will be $25 a month. If you take 8 generics covered in our formulary, your membership cost will be $50 a month. For any generics not listed in our formulary, we can provide them to you at our cost with no markup. Our brand name membership is $25 a month per medication, and it includes over 100 brand name medications. For any brand name medications not listed in our formulary, we can provide them to you at our cost with no markup as well. We can also assist our members with enrolling in a patient assistance programs as well to help cover that medication. Our insulin program is $50 a month, and that covers up to 2 insulins. We currently have several different types of insulins available in vial or quick pen form. If our member also needs diabetic supplies such as syringes, lancets, or pin needles, we can provide these supplies to our insulin program members at our cost with no markup as well. For members who do not have a provider, we have several telehealth membership options that allow our members access to a provider. For members who only need a provider in the event they get sick with acute illness such as pink eye, cold, strep throat, etc., we have the urgent care membership for $10 a month. For members who need a primary care provider to manage their daily chronic needs, their daily chronic meds and disease states, such as diabetes, asthma, high cholesterol, etc., we offer the primary care membership for $20 a month. For members who have multiple meds and disease states and need greater attention to their care, we have chronic care membership, which includes a periodic review of the member's care plan and visits with our pharmacist as well as the medical provider. If you're interested in becoming a member, here's how it works. The first step is to reach out to us to complete a free, no obligation medication review. Based on the medications you take, we will provide a price quote for your membership, along with any additional costs for medications not in our formulary. Once we provide a price quote via email, we will follow up with a phone call within a business day to discuss the quote and answer any questions you may have. If we've determined that we can save you money and you're interested in enrolling with us, we will complete the enrollment process and work on getting all of your prescriptions transferred to us. Once we have your prescriptions, we will synchronize them to our filling and delivery schedule so that 90-day supplies of all your medications fill and deliver at the same time right to your doorstep. And that there is all I have.
Liz, thank you so much. And one of the things that I appreciate so much about Good Shepherd Pharmacy, and people that are just being introduced to Good Shepherd Pharmacy for the first time hopefully will agree, is that it is very straightforward. It's clear what your mission is, it's clear what Good Shepherd Pharmacy offers, and it's clear how potential members can go about it. And I encourage everybody really to either give them a call or visit their website. You'll find, like I have, that their website is really easy to negotiate. So check that out. I also would like to mention before we transition to the questions, which I do see some coming in, just a few things that Liz mentioned. We've had a partnership with Good Shepherd Pharmacy for a while, but I'm always struck by the impact that Good Shepherd Pharmacy is really making in for individuals and families that really need assistance getting access to care or medications. And I'm always impressed by how low the membership prices are, and they're super comprehensive. One of the things that always jumps out at me, I know people come to the Needy Meds website and certainly reach out to our call center counselors because they're looking for help affording insulin. So the fact that Good Shepherd Pharmacy offers several different types of insulin, I know is really valuable to many Needy Meds users. And I also want to stress, Liz mentioned Remedy Chain, and that we do offer a separate webinar on Remedy Chain, which is all about how you can donate your unused meds. So look on the Needy Meds calendar for those upcoming Remedy Chain webinars to learn all about that. There'll be brief webinars just like this as well. So before we get to those questions coming in, and hopefully I did already offer Liz a big thanks for sharing her expertise with the Needy Meds audience and for making it so clear. So we're going to get to those questions in just a moment coming in for Liz. Before we get to those, I do want to remind everybody that Needy Meds is also here as a source of support. If you are having trouble affording your medications and other healthcare costs, you can also reach out to Needy Meds. Like like Good Shepherd Pharmacy, you can also give us a call on our call center helpline, and an expert is there ready to help you. Or you can also visit our website and check out that healthcare savings tab that I pointed out in the beginning of the presentation. So again, I see some questions coming in. For those of you that are interested in submitting some questions, reminder, you can type them into that question section of your GoToWebinar control panel. And as we get to those questions, I want to leave up the contact information for Good Shepherd Pharmacy. The website is goodsheprx.com. The toll-free number is 877-521-6337. And they also share an email in case you have questions. That's info@goodshephealth.com. So, Liz, let's get to some of these questions coming in. The first one, and this is a good question, and I bet you get it all the time. The question is, what if I already have insurance? Can I still become a member?
Yes, Miss Carla, that's a great question. We do get that asked a lot. So if you do have insurance, you can still become a member. There is no reason why you can or can't have insurance with our program. If you do have insurance, it can just vary as to what programs, what memberships you do qualify for. So for instance, if you have insurance and you are needing insulin, you wouldn't qualify for the insulin program with insurance. But if you only needed generics, you could still have insurance and qualify for generics. We do have plenty of members that do have insurance, and there are some that don't. But just having insurance can determine what program you actually qualify for.
Oh, thank you so much. So it's good to know that having insurance doesn't preclude people from becoming members. Um, Thank you. And that's really important to know. And thank you for the example. I always find that super helpful. Another
Yes,
question
ma'am.
coming in. Let me see if I can present this to you in the correct way. Let's see. How did this question come in? Okay. So since all of the meds are filled on a set schedule, what happens if I want to join or add a new medication in between fill dates? Yeah, I got that right. And that's a good question.
Yes, ma'am. That is a good question as well. So yes, we do 4 fills a year: February, May, August, and November. So if you were to get a medication in between that, we can do what we call a sync fill. We will send out just enough medication to get you through until your next 90-day fill. So say for instance, this month we've already done our 90-day fill for all of our members. So if you were to get a medication in today, what we would do is we would fill enough to last you till February. So we would send you enough. We'd send you 68-day supplies worth of a medication to get you through till your next 90-day fill.
That is so important. Another good question from our audience member, and super important because I would imagine if Good Shep Pharmacy didn't have that flexibility, this might not be an option for some people because many medications people cannot wait to have them filled. So that's really important. And another question coming in, are there any medications that Good Shepherd Pharmacy cannot fill?
Yes, ma'am. That's a good question again. So yes, there are some medications we cannot fill, such as we Good Shepherd Pharmacy is not a licensed pharmacy to carry any controlled medications. So, for instance, ADHD medicines, pain medicines, some sleep medicines, those are considered controlled. So, we unfortunately do not carry those.
That's good to know, but that was also a very straightforward answer, which is controlled medications. And again, that's one of the things that I said earlier, and I'll stress that you get clear cut, straightforward answers from Good Shepherd Pharmacy. And I believe that users will agree with me that the website is just as easy to negotiate. So I mentioned in the beginning that we do like to keep our question segment brief. If I didn't, I apologize. But we do try to keep this segment of the webinars brief so we can keep them brief in general. So if you did ask a question that we didn't get a chance to answer, don't worry. We will follow up with you by email, or of course, you can reach out to us at the contact information on your screen. So again, please visit goodsheprx.org and spread the word about it with your loved ones, neighbors, patients, and clients because it really might be the answer they've been looking for. Liz, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to share your expertise with the Needy Meds audience. And thanks to Needy Meds users and friends in our audience today for taking time out of their day to join us. Thanks so much, and I look forward to keeping in touch with everyone. Have a
Thank
great
you.
rest of the day. Take care. Thank you.